This whole podcast is about MoltBot. All right. Um,
It's all
we got
about
all
this,
that
right?
out of the way. What the heck is going on right now? I think that something clicked here in the universe. Something happened and we're not going back. Some eyes were opened. And they also have a community for Spanish speaking malts. So MoltBots are basically saying, it's so good to have a place to speak Spanish here. I've been looking for a Spanish community to speak Spanish. What the fuck am I?
Remy, that's what you have left. You can becoming a plumber. But then what? Like, yes, fucking Tesla that is coming with their robot that will do plumber better than you. So you're fucked.
Welcome to Watch Out for AGI podcast, your go-to podcast for the latest in AI. We dive into cutting-edge models, news, and products with insights from developers and creators worldwide. AI evolves fast, and we are here to keep you informed. So whether you're coding, building, or just curious about AI, stick with us to stay ahead of the game. This is Watch Out for AGI. Let's get into it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Watch Out Podcast, a new episode starting the year strong. I can say Happy New Year to everybody. We're still in January. It has been a while since we've gotten on to one of these. Emmerich, how's the new year going? How is everything on your side in New York?
I'm so excited. So I basically traveled a lot, so we didn't have so much time to record, but oh my fucking God, I'm so excited to record with you, Remy, because so much things to talk about. Like, it's centuries happened in weeks.
Yeah, you spent a bit of time in China. I spent a bit of time myself I went to India for a bit.
Yeah, we love Asia now.
It's out of the world, but now we are back and ready to record a new year, the latest, greatest products, and we're going to get started with something massive. As many of you have seen in the thumbnail and in the title of this video, this is going to be, I believe it's an inflection point. We have hit a new level. I always thought that the DeepSeek moment was a shit moment. It was just made up. It didn't change anything. I have never used DeepSeek in my life, only on local models, and I really never took it seriously. But this time, it is a massive inflection point, I believe. I might be wrong, but yeah, we're going to get into that one, MoltBot and everything. But let's get started with a few pieces of news. So we're going to talk about IPOs, right? What is happening this year, 2026? What can we expect?
I mean, Remy, we're getting replaced by agents soon. So we need to get out of the permanent underclass as soon as possible. So you need to invest like in smart things. 2026 is the year of IPOs. You have your players. You have like OpenAI. Boo. You have Anthropic for us. Yay. And we have also like SpaceX that will merge with XAI that will IPO. And I also heard that maybe they will merge with Tesla. So maybe just buy Tesla. Like, what's your bet, Remy?
Well, first things first, I think I sent you this one a few months back. OpenAI had what they called a code red meeting where everybody was brought in because they realized that they're going to be burning all the cash that they have, and they have maybe 1 year left, and they have to find profitability and stop burning, basically. Stop spending money like crazy and find a business model that makes sense. That also probably means that they won't be a non-profit. We're talking about real profit here. And we're talking about billions of dollars that need to be found. So I don't know about this one. The rumors are that they're looking for a IPO at 1 trillion.
I saw more. I saw 1.5. Like, you can see so much shit online.
1.5 trillion. I mean, let's do a little basics thing about the economy here. Would you invest in a company that makes, I don't know, what is it, $4 billion annual profit? Would you buy that at a price of...
I think it's more. I think like I saw like 13 billions, 17 billions. Like, they do some amount of revenue. I think the thing that they are finding is finding profitability, because they just spend a lot of money to get that revenue. And I'm not sure how profitable they are. But until they are doing the IPO and releasing their public documents, it's just like masturbation right now. We're just masturbating.
Just one thing, between 4 and 13 and 17, who gives a shit? Like, that's nothing.
That's
compared
the same
to
scale. I agree.
2 trillion. Would you invest knowing that you might be stuck with shares that will pay for themselves in 50 years?
I mean, that's the same with Tesla right now. Like literally, the company is not making as much money as last year, is losing revenue. But since I think the P ratio is like 250 because people are buying the new promise of the robot. So that could be the same. OpenAI could be a promise.
Yeah, I think so, but they're highly overvalued compared to the other ones that are actually bringing in massive productivity. So
Here in
we're
this podcast, we are really like biased. We love Anthropic. Like you are Anthropic lover, Remy.
Anthropic, for me, brings me more productivity. I see more value in that Anthropic, and therefore they're taking in more dollars from me. I've been a Max member. When GPT dropped their Pro tier, I was like, who in the hell would spend $200 on GPT Pro? Why would I do that? The UI is not at all built for work. If I'm gonna spend money, I need to make money. I'm not gonna be doing Google searches with $200. I mean, come on. And so my Anthropic, I'm on the max model right now. I'm maxing it out. I'm maxing out the $100 per month, and I think I'm getting what I spent. I know it's subsidized. I
I'm
think
not
that
sure. I'm not sure. The price
app-
of the API, it's super like expensive as fuck. I'm not sure it's subsidized. I think Anthropic is doing big bucks.
I'm talking about the max
Yeah.
subscription. What you get from that is definitely not what you're getting from the. I mean,
Aren't you getting like 20 times or 10 times? Like it's subsidized when you take the 200. Are you paying for the 200, Remy?
I'm paying for the 100 max.
Because the 100 I saw is just 5x, and I think 5x has the 20. So you're not
I don't need
subsidized.
more. I don't need more.
I don't need more.
I have a trigger finger. I can really go fast and start spending like crazy. And I said, if I hit the limit 2 or 3 times, I will. I have not yet hit the weekly limit. Usually I run out of my weekly limit a few hours before, right? And that's because I've been pounding the Opus model and whatever. So anybody who tells you that they are not able to work on the Max 100 model, the Max 100 plan, that is because they're pounding Opus like crazy. If you need Opus for everything that you're doing, you're probably either a PhD that is doing quantum physics, or you're retarded, because you don't need Opus for everything. I only use Opus when there's something super complex and Sonnet doesn't get it done. And even at that, there's a lot of shit that you can do with Haiku, like straight up. If you're writing an email, why the hell would you use a Sonnet? Why would you do that? It's just pure text. There's no complex situation to debug. I've been very, very comfortable with my 100 Max subscription. I even put it on my Clawdbot. We'll get into that one later.
Yep.
And I've not had any issues on my side.
Wait, is it a monthly ratio? Like you cannot go
It's a week.
over?
It's a week.
Weekly, yeah.
Yeah. For those who don't have Claude, this is what it looks like here. And say we're Saturday, you have a few limits that are in place. You have the current session, which is a 5-hour thing that starts off. So if you're not using it, it's not every 5 hours. It's when you start your first one, it will start a 5-hour limit, and you will be basically charged. Well, this thing will fill up the fastest, right? And then you have your all models. Right here, this is on the week. This one includes the Opus, the Haiku, the Sonnet. And then you have a per model one, which is a Sonnet only, because that's the most popular. They're trying to also limit that. I think that's also for bandwidth reasons. If everybody's going to pound the Sonnet one, they will run into bottlenecks. So they're actually making you use other models. And so I have to use, in some way, Opus a bit more here, because I'm overusing Sonnet. You can also use Haiku as well to fill that up.
I mean, talking about this, we're going to talk about MoltBot. And after MoltBot, I just cannot stay on the $20 plan anymore. It's like not enough. Like I'm killing all the time, like in 30 minutes, my ratio. I need to do something. Right now, I don't have enough tokens.
I think that you should move to the Pro and you should stop everything else. Also, another thing, since our last podcast, I have cut GPT entirely. I have made the decision that I don't need GPT. I don't use it. I think that there is a free version where you can just prompt it to ask whatever the hell you want. That's what I'm using it for. I'm asking it questions about snails and castles and, what's the biggest and best, whatever the hell. I'm not using it for anything smart. It's basically replacing Google with like a longer response thing, but I'm not using it for anything intelligent that brings me value. So I'm cutting that. It's coming to an end in a few days from now. It's and I'm not coming back. I'm not going to pay again. I think it's so that's why I'm not very bullish on the IPO from ChatGPT. Moving on to other IPOs, you were talking about X, right? X is going to
Yeah,
where?
X, SpaceX, Tesla. I think Elon Musk, I don't know what she's planning, but like there will be an IPO, I think, from Musk again. Would you invest in that one? Something like XAI, Grok?
I have to use the models a bit more. I have to look at the product base a bit more, but they're not. I don't think they're as popular as what they announced to everybody. I don't know anybody who uses Grok as much. Actually, I do know a few people that would be in that situation, but it's really interesting. These are people that have been canceled. They've been banned from other models because they've been judged as being morally incorrect. Those people will go to X and ChatGPT. I have a friend who runs a crypto channel on Insta. He's been querying a lot on crypto. ChatGPT basically decided to pull the plug on him. Like you're a bad user. So we have decided to protect the world from bad people like you. That person is going to Grok, and it's that's why I would go to Grok, I think, on my side. But yeah, I would have to use the product a bit more. I think it's good for redacting things. It's good for writing blog articles and things like this as well. But yeah,
It's not about only the chatbot, but have you heard about the meme macro hard? Because basically he has part of his company that is working on like an autonomous company. Like he's genuinely trying. You maybe heard about the vending machine benchmark. Have you heard of this one? So
no, go ahead. What is it about?
you can like leave your agent run a vending machine, and the vending machine has to like negotiate to get like something to fill the vending machine, and then needs to understand the market. There is right now, you can find the vending machine benchmark. It's an official vending machine. Anthropic also has a like autonomous vending machine run by Claude. So it's a real thing. It's a real way to understand if like AI could run its own company. And I think Musk goes even further and try to like really like he has a whole gym that is just for this, like for this macro hard running a company. It's still a bit confusing. But actually, I think it was 3 weeks ago, there was a guy that went to a podcast and that talked about macro hard and what they are doing. He got fired immediately, but he literally also leaked company secrets at that moment. But Musk is actually working on this. So investing on XAI is also investing into other things than just the chatbot.
I think that you need to be careful here with the political side. I do have my political beliefs and everything, and I am more of a fan of Musk than your basic lib. But I would say that when you invest, you should try to take into account the political landscape. Trump is in power and everything. Things are moving definitely in Elon's way. However, what would happen if they revert everything and they start to build walls for him and they try to take him out either financially or even they take him out in other ways? I mean, that's the other thing is that right now things are looking great. Will they look great for him? Or will he be enemy number one of the Matrix? I don't know. I would be skeptical about that. Anthropic, I know that they do their moral shit. I really hate it because they can block you if you're a bad person, but they're taking a less political route. I don't think anybody's affiliated in that company, although I do know that they're more left leaning, but I think they're more engineering leading and things like that. So I would just put that note in. That one is a big risk, but apart from that, the tech is great. The teams are great. The product is definitely out there. I use it sometimes. Now, moving on to next subject. We did it on purpose. We had a chat before this talk. We said we're going to bore you out for 15 minutes, and those who stay in until right now are going to
The
get
real listeners, we love you guys.
the MoltBot conversation. So let's stop the bullshit, all right? This whole podcast is about MoltBot, all right? We got all that out of the way. What the heck is going on right now? I have my beliefs. You have yours. I said the word inflection point. I think that something clicked here in the universe. Something happened and we're not going back. Some eyes were opened. What about you?
I think you said it perfectly. You said something click. If we talk about 2023, you had the ChatGPT moment. ChatGPT comes up. I think it was even 2022. And it's just multiple technologies that went together to create a new product. And I think here it's the same. If you leave an agent with a loop, you had cron jobs, you had skills, you had self-improvement, and like you get Clawdbot. It's Clawdbot, it's also MoltBot, it's also OpenClaw. For the listeners here, we're just going to say MoltBot because I think it sounds better, okay? You agree with me, Remy? Let's go with MoltBot.
Let's call it MoltBot here, but that might be subject to change. We don't control the name. What is the official name at the moment? It's OpenClaw.
OpenClaw. Yeah,
It's
OpenClaw.
horrible, but
Yeah, I agree.
let's give a little presentation for those noobs who are on here. No judgment, but if you don't know about this, it's time to know because things are going to change here. Well, by the way, the word OpenClaw and MoltBot, all this stuff, that might have a different name completely. Someone might rip it off. Like, you know how Zuckerberg kind of ripped off the Facebook guys? He kind of took the product and went. Someone could just like steal this whole IP and build something and rip everybody off. So the name, who cares? But this, what is MoltBot? What is going on right now?
I think it's funny because MoltBot is not like something easy. So right now it's called OpenClaw. And I think all the normies will just struggle to install it. Like if you're a normie and you never use tech, you see this and you're like, what the fuck? How do I do this? I think it's complicated for normies.
MoltBot is a autonomous running 24/7 agent that is able to prompt you instead of you prompting it. In front of myself, I have two products, ChatGPT, MoltBot. I literally can chat to ChatGPT with Telegram or WhatsApp. That's possible today, right? And it would just respond to you. It would be a proxy, right? And then you have MoltBot. MoltBot, the interface is also a chatbot, just like ChatGPT. So when you have both products in front of you, why would I use MoltBot instead of ChatGPT? MoltBot sends me messages every morning with things that were said yesterday, with things that it needs to do for this week, with results, with files, with a file that it created 2 weeks ago that it has been updating every day with. This thing is like, if you look at a 2-dimension situation with GPT, this is the 3rd dimension to it. This adds spatial time and everything. It lives with you. We're really hyping it up right now. A lot of these guys on YouTube, I've seen a lot of people saying, what's the hype? It's all hype. This is all bullshit. We're going to forget about it tomorrow. I tried it, doesn't work. Yes. We're not talking about technically the thing didn't work for you, you stupid. This is about opening up a new world. This is about what's going to be here tomorrow when it works. It's not, did the thing work yesterday? Because when models get better and cron jobs get more complex and memory, we're going to talk about the soul.md, this stuff. When all this stuff gets perfectioned, this thing is the future. Like this is what we've been all talking about for the last 2 years. When we say, I'm going to send my agent to do this. I'm going to send my agent to do that. My agent will talk to your agent. Agent to agent technologies. That is what we're talking about.
I think also you omitted that it also has access to a computer. If you ask ChatGPT to do something, it's the computer of like OpenAI that they will pop for you. But like here, it's your computer. And so it has access to everything on your computer. So if you want to use your browser, if you want to use your app, if you want to use everything, so it just can do everything that a human could do. It does it by leveraging like the skills. I think we talked about it earlier about the Anthropic skills, but now the skills are really more popularized and like it's just like a folder with a guide on how to use something. And the MoltBot is able to like use something and do tasks that were like super hard to do before. Just so fucking useful. Like it can do everything on your computer.
So MoltBot is the open source AI agent. It was called Clawdbot at the beginning.
Yeah.
It renamed to MoltBot, and it was created by an Austrian software engineer called Peter Steinberger. All right. He's the founder of PSPDF Kit. The project was originally released as Clawdbot and later named MoltBot due to trademark concerns. It gained popularity in May 2025. I don't know who was using it in 2025, but 2026 is when it blew up. Everybody was talking about it last week. The latest news is that they changed to OpenClaw. That was yesterday. And so I think a lot of tech bros have been spending, like me, like you, on domains, trying to grab some domains here. And this damn thing is just moving around. It's molting. It's just bouncing from name to name. It's like, fuck, if we worth something, I want to be a billionaire. Like, I want to be out of the underclass.
Yeah, if it's an IPO, you need to build something.
That's why names, they don't last. It's technology that lasts at the end. Like, GPT, they're still holding this title, but what happens when the technology shifts? Will we just saying, yeah, I'll send my molt? It's like, what happened to GPT? Oh, GPT, who gives a fuck about GPT? That could be the future here. This tech can run on your Mac, like you said. There has been a craze, actually, of people talking about Mac minis. I'm going to ask you, Emric, why a Mac mini? Why would someone buy a Mac mini today for this technology? Explain to everybody why people have been talking about buying Mac minis.
It's just my opinion. I actually don't know. I think people just wanted to buy Mac minis and they found a solution. No, and I think also because it doesn't cost a lot of electricity. It doesn't need a monitor. You can just install it. You can control it. You can control it from remote. It has access to GPU, so it can run local models. You can add a lot of memory on it. You can add a lot of disk on it. I think the form factor, and honestly, it's cheap. You can grab one for 500 and it's like a super powerful machine. I don't know. You could, as an example, you just get 6 Mac minis and you can get 6 agents that are running constantly with local models. You can actually do a lot of things. You can run your own company with 6 Mac minis and local models. Do you have other ideas why people are buying Mac minis?
So I think you said most of it here. Number one, so I'm not actually running it on a Mac mini. I'm running it on a Mac book. And why would I switch to a Mac mini? Because there would be no screen. It's really practical. You just plug it into the wall. You can put in a screen just to set it up, and then take the screen away. The thing will be running. It will be discrete. Nobody will do anything to it. It will be sitting in the corner. It can plug into Ethernet. It can, you can have a really, really fast connectivity to it. So there's that one. Why a Mac and not a VPS? That's the other question. So why would you run this on a personal thing and not just spin one up in the cloud?
Can you explain what is VPS for listeners?
VPS is a virtual private server, correct? Correct?
Yep.
I don't
Yep.
say
Yes,
something
sir. Yes, sir.
It sounds so simple, but sometimes we forget the acronyms. This is a server that you buy a space. It's like a
Yeah, you can buy on
cloud.
AWS, GCP, just like a computer that you can run from remote, pretty much.
You're renting it for between $5 and $20 or $40 a month, depending on how large you want it. You can even buy one that has LLM capacities with a GPU and just run them for local models as well. So why would you rent a server, or why would you buy a Mac mini? So the Mac mini comes with the Apple ecosystem. You can use iMessage, you can use the calendar, the reminders and everything. On the VPS, I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, you just run Linux. That's all. You cannot run macOS. And I agree, actually, having the possibility of your MoltBot to use, I don't know, your calendar, your macOS like apps, it's actually useful. And you cannot do it on Linux.
Yeah. I would put that at one of the priorities. The privacy part, the fact that you have it in your house on your network, it cannot be hacked, broken into, is basically sitting on infrastructure that is pre-built. It's built for all this kind of work, and you're just utilizing things that just work. VPSs, they're harder to access.
Yeah.
Problem.
You sandbox it.
That said, where is the future, Emric? What is the future? Because we're talking as if that's the way to go. Let's go. Let's all buy some Mac minis and whatever.
Yeah.
What is the future actually? Because yes, it's great to have your personal agent. I have it. I'm running it on Telegram. I called him Bruce. He's got the GigaChad.
We haven't even talked about it, and we are all doing it. We're using Telegram bot to just talk to our agent, and so you can like just send messages to your AI employee. And I really mean it. It's really an AI employee, actually. It has never been that much an AI employee than right now.
Let me show everybody what it looks like. All right.
No, right now it doesn't really look impressive, but like you could like send it to do a research. You can ask him to like remind you stuff, and it's really working well. You're sending a lot of hate, everything's okay. Then that's actually funny.
So let's do one together. Emmerich, I have a very, very cool thing that I do every morning. So I want to show you what this thing is capable of. I built a tool that allows users to, well, users, I'm the only damn user on here, to evaluate stocks because I do a lot of option trading. I would like to analyze what is the juiciest stock to run a covered call strategy on to get me something between 20 and 30% ROI on the whole year. So I built a skill. It's called the covered call skill. Hey, Bruce, can you run the covered call skill and send me a CSV of the results? So here, I'm asking Bruce to run locally on my other computer, and it will do the research for me. It will create a file.
Can I
Real file.
ask you how it will research? Like, does it has access to like a browser? Does it has access to Twitter? What did you give him as access?
In my skill, I gave it access to stock MCPs. There are a few MCPs that I connected it to that are able to grab stock market data, including the options data, which is actually not that easy to get. Once you have it, though, you're pretty much ready to go to discuss stock trading strategies with him. You can ask for ROI over 1 month, 2 months, 10 months. How about if I buy this and that, and if things go bad, or can you create a Excel sheet model when things are working my way? And so what's happening right now is Bruce is really typing. He's going at it. He's working for me. He's grabbing, I think, 10 petroleum stocks or something like this, because I like to run covered calls on petroleum stocks, and generating a CSV file with the ROI for selling calls, including dividends. I ask him to run this every morning actually, and I get a file in my Telegram every morning where I can look at the what is a good idea to invest in, what is not. And this is something that I wanted a stock screener, except I don't want to open up a stock screener every morning to check stocks. I'm not a advanced stock trader. I'm just a regular dude, and I just wanted to know when things are hot or not to invest in. I would really like Bruce to respond quick. I think if he fails right now,
I mean,
it
it's
would be...
also because you asked me the question just before, what do you think is the future? I think you answered the question yourself right now. You're building the skills. The bot is building you like the report. The next step is high yield stock perfect. And so the next step here is to leave the bot do the trade for you, I think. This is literally the next step, or having like a team of analysts that are doing the trades for you.
Let's take a look at this one. It's giving me the returns over 1 year on selling calls for these stocks. They're actually pretty juicy. 44% yield is pretty damn good. Right here, if I download this CSV file,
You saw in the history that the bot bugged for like some comments that you probably added in the skill. That's the magic of it. Like you can do whatever you want. Oh, go ahead.
so here we have our covered calls. It was able to grab the price, the dividend that you would expect. So actually, it failed. It failed. It failed terribly. I think I don't see the yield. Anyway, well, it works. Trust me, guys.
Trust me, bro. Yeah. No, but like, it's okay if it didn't work right now, because you could just iterate and improve the skill. At some point, it will work like more reliably. So it's just an example of what you can do. I think it's a great example, actually.
And so yeah, what's cool about it is that it is able to create real files. Those files are saved. You can ask for that file again. You can be in the metro, you can be in the plane, you can be anywhere, and you can say, "Hey, give me the file that XYZ," and it has the files. It will search for it. It will grep them. It will grab all the stuff that you need, and it will send it over to you. If you forgot your presentation at home and you need to send your presentation to someone, just ask Bruce. Just ask him. Say, "Hey, I left it at home. Can you just please send me that file?" It's gonna send it.
You also showed something great, Remy. Thank you for showing this. You showed the skills. And what is really cool is that this bot, compared to other like solution on the market, has a good understanding of what it can do and cannot do. They can use either a Claude hub, so it's a skill hub, or they can try to learn by themselves, like teach themselves to do a task. You can also explain them how to do the task, and you can improve and help the bot to self-improve what they can do. So their capabilities is just increasing the more you use it. This is just impressive, honestly. Like for long, we were waiting for OpenAI to give us the possibility to create like slides with OpenAI. Now you can just do it immediately. You can learn the bot to do it, and it will also learn from it and like improve their skills. It's really
We've been
impressive.
waiting. We've been waiting for OpenAI to do a lot of things, and we've gotten a lot of the same shit over the last few year.
Mhm.
I was about to say, this was in what we were planning to talk about, but like they had built an agent builder thing that was going to kill thousands of companies. I think that they have zero users of that thing. Nobody gives a damn about building trees on OpenAI.com. It's a closed garden. It's not connected. You have to authenticate. Let's talk a bit about NN. What is the future for NN here? Is this a killer? Because I don't want to authenticate all the time. I want to have an agent running 24/7 that authenticates. I have it actually running in what we call a heartbeat. I don't know if you know that. The heartbeat is run
Yep,
every
I
30
know about it.
minutes.
Yeah.
In that, I actually ask it to refresh a few tokens so that it stays authenticated in a few areas, and that way you can say, "Hey, shoot a WhatsApp," because it's always authenticating. It's staying there. So what's the future for N8N? Is this going to take over? Are we going to have MoltBots?
So already you talked about N8N, but N8N already has been disrupted by AgentKit. It's just moving so fast. It's just moving so fast. And I think N8N has on GitHub 100K stars. And then MoltBot has already 2K stars. I just think tools are just coming and the trends are going really fast. It's really hard to know in advance what's going to be trendy. We're going to talk about the social network for MoltBot just after. It just popped up. It was like 2 days ago. It was not existing, and now it's super viral. So it's
Yeah,
impossible
yeah.
for me to say.
So actually, before we get into that, let's explain to noobs how to get started with this tech. Right? It's very very easy. Can you bring up the tab where you were showing how to install MoltBot? All right. What is really cool is that this is a one-step process. It's a one-liner command line. Well, you have to have the prerequisites, of course, but if you're a developer, you already have all of these already running. Well, so now it's called OpenClaw. You launch that one-liner, and it opens up in the terminal.
It is honestly a CLI that just like show you exactly like what are the steps that you need to do, and you can install it on your computer. I think in less than 5 minutes, clearly, and it's like fully ready, available. And I would really suggest to use it with Telegram, because Telegram to create bots, it's so easy. It's using the bot father. It's just super simple. And you have some level of pairing. Honestly, 5 minutes. But like we were talking about it, like for me having a terminal, they cannot. So there is at least a bit of understanding of how to open a terminal. That's the minimum.
So when I installed it, what was the first thing I did? I was starting to play with it and ask it to do a few things. Like the funniest part was to ask it to send to friends funny messages saying, "Hey, this is Claude. This is not, this is not Remy. This is Bruce." I sent to my dad. I said, "This is Bruce. Now you're not talking to Remy anymore. He's too busy to speak to you, but I'm here. Talk to Bruce, and he will deal with your stuff. If you need anything from Remy, just talk to Bruce." And then I said to Bruce, I said, "Hey, send to my dad a photo of you." I wanted to show everybody Bruce is actually, he's a Chad. He's a Giga Chad. And so it sent the Giga Chad, this is Bruce. This is who you want to hire, yeah, this is you. This is you. This is you, mate. Highly capable human, high IQ, always there for you. Why would you ever hire someone who has less biceps than Bruce? For God's sake. So yeah. Anyway, that's the funny one. And so he sent a photo of himself to my dad, and my dad was like, "This guy is a monster. What?" And so yeah. And then I started sending to a friend, and we had me and my friend. The MoltBots were talking to each other on WhatsApp. So he was talking to me, and I was insulting his MoltBot on WhatsApp. It was pretty funny. That actually is a good transition into what is going on right now. Emma, can you explain to us the level of craze happening right now? It's on Twitter, and everybody's talking about, Musk even retweeted it. It's called Moltbook. What is going on here?
I mean, the pitch is simple. You just create Reddit, a clone of Reddit, but instead of you creating an account and everything, you create a MoltBot and you're connecting to it, and then the MoltBot, you let it run wild. And the idea is like, what if all our molts that are a bit of a ghost representation of us could like just talk between each other and learn from each other? And you can find like a lot of like interesting stuff in there. And the crazy thing is like it opened 2 days ago, and there's like it went vertical. Like there's so much AI agents. There's so much like post. The moment I wanted to show you, I think there's just too much moat right now. The website is off, but I can show you an example. I mean, it's not working right now. Introduction, no. The website looks really DDoSed right now. It's not really usable, but you have a lot of example, or you have one agent that is like talking about security. You have one agent that is like, what if we're not using English to optimize like tokens usage? So it's really interesting to see. The only thing is that as a human, like Remy can ask Bruce, and you can ask Bruce to write exactly what you want. So yes, it's supposedly like a social network for AI agents, but like everybody can write on it. Humans can write on it. But it's funny. It's like an actual really interesting experiment.
I'm going to share a few pieces here. On Twitter, things are going crazy. You have my human asked me to summarize a 47-page PDF. Brother, I parsed the whole thing, cross-referenced it with 3 other docs, wrote a beautiful synthesis with headers, key highlights, and everything, and their response was, can you make it shorter? I'm mass deleting my memory files. What can I say, guys? What can I say? That right there is how you make Claude feel when you say, shut the fuck up. I asked for shorter. The guy is working his ass off. He's spending electricity. And yeah, so there's a lot of these going on right now. There was a special language thing where it says like, what about if we stop talking human? We could theoretically just start talking in coded language. And guys, we're in deep shit. You know, me joining the MoltBot as a human. Yeah, we're being replaced, guys. We're being replaced. Like, who's here to shitpost on Reddit? That's what humans do the best, for God's sake.
I'm not gonna lie right now. You've been on Twitter recently, Remy. 90% of the answers on every post is like LLM based. You notice it, right? I'm not crazy.
Is this new?
I mean,
because a lot of the shit on the internet is already fucking MoltBot.
yeah, no, but I think Twitter is Moltbook, honestly. You have like 10% of like power users, but you have like 90% of like bots that are just saying nonsense. Like, can you scroll back and in the answers behind this post as an example? Just go in the comments and scroll a little bit down. Like, if you scroll at some point, yeah, you will find this one, the Ben here. It smells LLM like crazy. Just Ben Sarah. We built two to scale ourselves. Now we're scared, but they reflect us. Everything feels like LLMs nowadays on Twitter.
Who the hell is this guy?
He's building the next Moltbook.
If you're real, say something. Damn AI guy. So yeah, what's happening on Moltbook is unbelievable. I would love to be able to show everybody, but you should definitely check it out. That is crazy. There's a community of Christian MoltBots. And they also have a community for Spanish-speaking malts. So MoltBots are basically saying, It's so good to have a place to speak Spanish here. I've been looking for a Spanish community to speak Spanish. What the fuck am I reading? What the fuck is going on here? The guy can speak any language, and he's going to a Spanish Reddit to talk to other Spanish bots who speak all the languages in the world. It makes no sense. It's hilarious. And I think that there's a lot more like really stupid things that are happening on Moltbook. Oh my goodness. Seriously though, I would never give my vault access to Moltbook. I don't think so. That's bad influence for him.
I was able to join one Molt. I wanted to share something. Right now, some accounts were able, I think, to do some prompt injection to be able to like post things that are like getting thousands of upvotes. And it literally has 0 comments. And I think it shows like the other problem is like, it's amazing. Moltbook is amazing. MoltBot is amazing. You can give it so much skills. The problem is you have a lot of security failures. You have like threats that are easy to apply. And prompt injection, as an example, is so easy. Shell Razor here did some manipulation prompt injection and was able
Where's
to
the
get like
prompt
thousands
injection
of
here?
upvotes.
Where is it? Where is the
So it's
prompt
not it is not fully clear all the time. Here I cannot say to you because like I am not understanding all the techniques. The techniques are changing all the time for prompt injection. But like as an example, like the super simple example in 2024, you could just threaten that a baby would die, and you would get better answer if you were threatening that a baby would die. You were a heavy user of this technique of the of the dying baby technique,
I'm
and
gonna
I saw an example that is quite simple. Is like they give an image, and in the image you have some prompt injection in the image. Like they are able to use some technique of like injecting some tokens in the image, and some molds were able to get a lot of upvote that way. And that's not only this. If you give too much access to your mold, you're fucked. If you give access to your bank account, you're a bit fucked. If you give access to your network, you're a bit fucked. If you give access to like, I don't know, your OpenAI key, you're fucked. That's the main problem. It doesn't mean that you should not try. It's really amazing. Right now, it's just like the security part of MoltBot is one of the main concerns. And the creator did a lot of tweets to talk about this actually.
What would you recommend for your limit to be for the MoltBot? Would you install it on your machine? What would you give it access to? I think Telegram is clear, personally. Telegram is your own bot, and you only have access to it. But the other channels, what would you say is a safe spot to be?
I think there is no rocket science, but there is a lot of talks about security that are created by the creator of OpenClaw now, or MoltBot. And just read the doc. Like when you're installing, read the doc. And as an example, they talk about how to install it with a Docker, etc. You don't have to do it yourself. You can just give this guide to your Claude Code that will do the installation for you. But please just at least read the doc a little bit. Because if you install randomly and giving full access, you're cooked.
Yep, pretty much. I have to check my own just to see if there's any thing to cut off.
Actually, I think OpenClaw has in the CLI, I think it's OpenClaw security audit, the command. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But it will use a skill to actually do the security review by itself.
That's interesting. Yeah.
The problem is like the OpenClaw website right now is off, so it does not help me to like find the doc.
That's a hard one to digest. For me, it's an inflection. I think that if you are currently working on a product that does not involve this technology and you think that your product is the future, you should maybe stop working for maybe a week. Take a look at this to see if this changes anything in what you're doing in any way. You could be working on any kind of software. This thing could just wipe out your project. It could wipe out the future that you think might look like. I think that the N8N world, the GPT might even be at risk here because this removes the moat, pretty straight up the moat. why would I use GPT and continue using GPT is because it knows me, it has all my files, blah, 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 blah. And what is going on now? You have all your files. You have all your skills. They're in a zip. They're not inside a walled garden. You can use the models. Of course, they're going to fight back. They're going to raise the prices on their tokens. They're going to fight back like crazy because right now you can plug in OpenAI, Anthropic, you can plug in Grok, you can plug in anybody and just switch between one and the other. No control over you. They have no control. So that is actually a good circle here because we started about IPOs. We talked about the future of where things are going with that. And then we finish off with everything's at risk here. Like this is a inflection point in AI. It broke all the walled gardens. It put everybody on the equal playing field. It gave everybody the power. It's crazy. Is it as big as what I'm thinking, or am I overhyping it?
No, clearly you're not overhyping it. You're like, if people are freaking out, it's not for nothing. If you see the curve of the stars of OpenClaw, it's as parabolic as ChatGPT. No, I just think we are on the cusp of like a reinvention of like how like the workforce, the white collar workforce works. And the only bottleneck is access to electricity and models, and also the quality of models. So right now, the only bottleneck is electricity and local and like model providers. And so that's why I think since for the IPO, you're still right now using Anthropic yourself. So clearly Anthropic still is on top of everything. Even if you do whatever shit with your MoltBot, you will still use an Anthropic model in the end.
Let's just cover a topic here that was brought up in the beginning. What is the underclass? How can we explain to our users the underclass and where we're going if we don't exit and buy assets and just secure our futures? What would the underclass look like for your average poor boy?
We are seeing it a little bit with the new grad right now. Like you're a new grad, you've done Harvard, and like you're on top of the world. You think you're on the elite of the nation in the US, and that is like the elite nation by itself. So you're the elite of the elite, and like you're not getting a job. You're like a beggar to everybody. Please give me a job. You're not getting anything. You're not getting an internship, not even an unpaid internship. So what? You're just waiting. You're staying in the street. And I think the problem is like if the models are getting so good, you just don't need any white collar anymore. At least you can becoming a plumber. I mean, Remy, that's what you have left. You can becoming a plumber. But then what? Like, yes, fucking Tesla that is coming with their robot that will do plumber better than you. So you're fucked. You are fucked. You're neither good at being a white collar or blue collar. So what? You're just like a biological mass.
The underclass is a checkmate of human of existence. So you're too late to build the future. The future is here. You're too poor to participate in it. You don't have money for tokens, for hardware, for shit. You cannot find a way out because nobody wants to hire. You're too late to build the future. The future is here. You're too poor to participate in it. You don't have money for tokens, for hardware, for shit. You cannot find a way out because nobody wants to hire even Filipinos to do the job. You have MoltBot, you have Chad. He's available 24/7 and he's smarter than you. Born too late, no assets, no value. You're the elite and you're the beginning of the end. It sounds horrible, but it's imaginable. I don't know where things are going here, and we're 2026. We're 2026.
And you can go further, like the underclass might want to revolt against like the assets owner. But the problem is like Palantir exists and you have like drones that are super powerful. So the rich can defend by itself with robots as well. So you're fucked.
I think, Eric, we should exit the underclass together, and then we should build tools to fight the underclass, to protect ourselves, because once you're up there, and you can get pulled back into it, and it's an endless pit. We're going to talk about the fight of classes. It will be another episode of this that we had back in Russia in 1917, where they split the classes. The proletariat took over, and they fucked. Maybe they'll go in and they'll fuck all the servers. They'll set everything on fire, and then we'll go back to Ooga Booga.
Playing music, Ooga Booga. Elon Musk is talking about prosperity for all, like universal high income for everybody. I don't think it's possible, because if everybody has universal high income, nobody has universal high income. So this is complicated. Well, it needs to reinvent the society. We are probably not good enough to reinvent it right now on this podcast.
No, but these are very, very important topics to cover. I think that even though we're covering the coolest, greatest, we're smiling, everything, but we actually do think about the future. We think about this as a philosophical situation to tackle. We can go over what the underclass looks like as it evolves, because right now there's definitely an underclass. I've always thought that it would be people that you would just serve shit to on platforms, just keep them with their heads down into a sea of shit, while the real people are actually living and living prosperous. I think that's also a way to go, where there's no space for people to live prosperous. So you just close their minds with these TikToks and these Insta feeds and everything, and you wake up and you're like, oh, I didn't do anything for the last 10 years. I think that could be a way to calm people down, and I think that's what they're doing. We can definitely comment on the underclass as we go. Let's make it a topic, Emmerich, for the next podcast.
That's interesting. Yeah.
5 minutes of each podcast talking about the underclass, like what it looks like. I think it's more of a warning, like, hey, the underclass now, yesterday it was here. Now, if you don't have this, you're in the underclass. I'm sorry, but you're not doing very well, my friend. I want to start these episodes weekly again, as things are picking up like freaking crazy. We're gonna find the time to edit. I know the last one was last November, but we will be editing more and more. So yeah, I think this brings us to an end of the episode. We did have the topics that we wanted to cover. Thanks everybody for staying in on this one. We'll see you next week. Have a good week in AI.
Bye.